Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, first off, for your interest in the talk. I'd also like to say a thank you to the organizing committee for the event. Fantastic event, and they need their own round of applause for that. I'd also like to thank the organizing committee for not having this talk at 9 o'clock this morning after last night's networking activity. All right, let's get rolling, okay? So the kind of common denominator, the thread, if you will, of the talk today is very much focused around the notion of digital maturity for companies in Newfoundland and Labrador, including the mining sector. We are fond readers of a regular survey that comes from Statistics Canada on technology adoption by businesses throughout the country. And there's some unfortunate statistics that come with that data. We regularly rank among the lowest in Canada for technology adoption, unfortunately. We've got about 17% of Newfoundland companies with plans to adopt new or additional digital tech, but 31% are using advanced and emerging technologies versus 41 nationally. And even more worrisome number, quite frankly, is that 67% of Newfoundland companies reported they have no technology plan for adoption or integration into their businesses for the next 12 months. So, based on numbers like this, the mandate for the Office of Applied Research and its applied research activities is very much around supporting Newfoundland companies to use data to enhance business operations. So data, we want good data that's going to have an impact on company operations and advance the digital maturity of our businesses in the province. Okay, so now what is it that the Office of Applied Research and Innovation at College of the North Atlantic is actually bringing to the innovation table? So I'm going to focus on three things over the next couple of slides. So it's about the technology that we bring to the table, it's about the teams, about the people, and it's also about the funding landscape that we find ourselves in right now. So from our shop, we do, our work is 100% applied. We leave fundamental research to our colleagues at the university, although recognizing fully, of course, that they do lots of applied research as well. And our model, right, when we're looking at opportunity assessment and deciding if it's a go or a no-go, we have two primary criteria, right? Number one, if we have no partner, then we don't have a project. We don't do projects because we like them. We do projects because companies have problems and they need a solution. And also, if we cannot put a student on that project, then we're going to say no to that as well. So we have to embed our own people into the innovation ecosystem. Also, we've got a campus. The college has 17 campuses in the province, 15 on the island and 2 in Labrador. We've got a campus within 100 kilometers of virtually every mining operation or major exploration program in the province. So we want to leverage that situatedness to support innovation in mining. Digitization and data integration support, that comes, we've been very fortunate with a number of major awards recently. We've got over $6 million of field deployable imaging technology, for example, that's available to our industry partners. So it's very important to understand that we are a technology access center. We acquire research-grade instruments and we make that technology available to our industry partners. You guys can come in, trial it. If there's a use case for it, then you can go ahead and proceed with your own procurement of a fit-for-purpose technology. Our role is to de-risk CapEx investments for companies by being a technology access center. So fundamentally, what is ours is yours. And also on the IP front, we don't play with IP. It's of no, we don't have the resources, quite frankly, to exploit, maintain, protect IP. Everything that we do goes to the company partner that we're working with. So I'll talk a little bit about some of the technologies that we got there. One of our shining lights, pardon the pun, is our hyperspectral scanning unit. So just very, very quickly, hyperspectral imaging is a type of reflectance spectroscopy. And so we pass boxes of drill core through our scanner. We have light sources that illuminate it, and then the reflectance that comes back, the absorption that comes back, detected by the hyperspectral sensors, and then we get geochemical data based on the signatures that we return. So if every mineral has its own unique light fingerprint, if you will, then we can identify the fingerprint of minerals of interest that you want help you build your mineral maps. It also comes with, and so this is a full spectrum system, and I'm patting ourselves here or applauding ourselves or whatnot, but by all account, by our own assessment, it's the most advanced mobile hyperspectral drill core scanner on the planet. And it's here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Actually, it's in Bay Verte right now, scanning core. It has a laser profiler for geotechnical measuring. It's housed in a 20-foot sea container, so instead of shipping expensive core to a lab, we go to the site. We can scan 1,000 meters a day in an 8-hour shift, and have scanned up to 1,800 meters in a 12-hour shift per day. We've got a second unit, like a baby unit, in our lab at Topsail Road. The cameras, the detectors can be taken off the system, put on a tripod, and you can play with things like mine face mapping, for example. To date, we've scanned roughly 215,000 meters of the 1.7 million meters that's in the provincial government's drill core archives. We've partnered with TerraCore, based out of Reno, Nevada. TerraCore are global leaders in hyperspectral data processing, and they've developed a platform called IntelliCore. And this is amazing. What's beautiful about this is all good to have great data that comes from your technology and everything, but you've got to be able to use the data. It has to be friendly to you, right? And that's the reason for the partnership with TerraCore. It makes the data usable by the geos in the field and for your mine planning. And also we've worked with over 32 companies, most of whom are in Newfoundland and Labrador, but all across Canada. And we've scanned over 110,000 meters of industry drill core. I would like to take a moment to introduce my new colleague, Dr. Michel Rosner. Michel is over here. He's just joined us recently as our lead hyperspectral researcher, so I encourage you, if you have any questions on that subject, to please reach out to him. I would also like to share, and I was hoping to God that I was going to be able to say this today and make a big announcement and whatnot, but I can't, but I'm going to allude to it anyway. We've had a major multi-million-dollar industry investment into our hyperspectral work, and stand by for an announcement on that front. We also work with local companies. If you're in the oil and if you had any experience with the oil and gas industry, you will know GRI simulations. These guys had developed the platforms for remotely operated vehicles and digital twinning for the offshore, right? But when we spoke to them, we quickly realized that the same sort of, this software could be applied to a mining environment. So we're working with GRI right now to create a simulator for mine mission planning, real-time visualization and operation. So, you know, the whole advancement towards digital mining. Something I want to really reinforce here was that this year we were honored to be granted by the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council Technology Access Center status. Our Technology Access Center is focused in the area of reality capture and digitization, coming back to that whole theme around digital maturity. So our TAC, as we call it, the Access Center, ours focuses on reality capture, works with industry communities to help optimize their operations, basically. We use, it's geomatics and 3D imaging technology focused. So I'll talk about some of this here just briefly. So, you know, basically what is reality capture? Many definitions of that one out there. But you consider it as the digitally documenting or replicating physical objects in spaces, environments, or states at a specific point in time. So we create 3D models, right? It uses laser scanning and photogrammetry, and it's handheld, it's fixed, or it's drone-based, you name it. If it's an imaging technology, we'd like to have it and deploy it however we can. So a lot of this focuses on LiDAR, or light detection and ranging. Incredible results coming out of underground scanning, especially with LiDAR applications, just amazing. We do metrology grade laser scanning as well. We've got a system there that's scans down to 0.025 millimeters in accuracy to create an instantaneous 3D model of the object that you're scanning. Photogrammetry, all that fun stuff, and drone mapping. I mentioned the hyperspectral scanner earlier, but we also do hyperspectral and LiDAR drone work. So if you have channels or strips of land or outcrops or whatnot that you're trying to get, we'd like to have some hyperspectral data on that's all geolocated, then we'd be happy to deploy this equipment with you. And also GIS, right? Very big into interactive mapping with GIS. Here's a pic of some of the stuff, you know, just a little taste of some of the technologies. The Astrolite Edge, it's a top of bathymetric LiDAR drone. So we can see underwater to about 10 meters. And of course, then LiDAR will take everything that's on land. So it's perfect for that land-water interface zone, or tailings ponds, for example, if we're looking for a mining application. The X&Aero is an autonomous drone. You don't fly it, it flies itself. And it can, like, so if you're in a mine and you want to map that mine, but it's maybe dangerous or whatnot, you can send this thing in and it does collision detection with objects a millimeter, like a wire, 1 millimeter in length. It'll fly in, adjust its course, and come back home. Yeah, and there's lots of other fun stuff there, but I won't belabor that. I mentioned the hyperspectral LiDAR scanner as well. So, you know, again, that's LiDAR combined with the hyperspectral sensors. We do underground UAV mapping and inspection as well. Done a lot of work on this front with our colleagues in the mining sector. I just mentioned the autonomous LiDAR drone. You know, like, these things are like, I think that one was $450,000. So it makes you really nervous every time someone turns it on, right? I won't say there hasn't been accidents, but we're still flying. Okay, and I mentioned the Technology Access Center status as well. So our specialization is in reality capture and digitization, but we are part of a network called Tech Access Canada that has 67 specialized labs at colleges all around Canada. So if, you know, if we can't do it for you, then we have a colleague. So if you want a sensor, for example, installed in a process or whatnot, then we'll call our colleagues at Southern Alberta Institute of Technology and say, hey, can you help us with sensor integration on this? You know, and it's an incredibly friendly, open, and highly collaborative organization. We love it. And it's also, I mentioned, so that's something about the technology and how that helps us add value to the ecosystem for our mining partners. So I mentioned Michelle earlier as a new researcher that's leading our hyperspectral programs. Well, we have Heather Ward, who's the director of our Reality Capture and Digitization Technology Access Center. She's out there in the tech market right now, if you would like to speak with her. Derek Wilton is a name I'm sure that many of you realize. He probably taught most of the people in this room, actually. And we are absolutely delighted to have an old guy like Derek renewing our lives and minds and kicking our butt regularly. Okay. Jeff Hennebury is based in Bay Verte. He's a faculty researcher. We just brought Travis Richards on board on Monday. Many of you know Travis. He's our new Mining Network Development Officer with the Mining Innovation and Commercialization Accelerator. So delighted to have Travis on board. Gary Thompson is our Dean of School of Sustainability, and Gary's got a big focus on sustainable mining. We're just posted a new job for a faculty research chair in critical and strategic minerals. Delighted to be posting this. Check out the link. The deadline to apply is November 29th. And we're in a very fertile funding landscape, everyone. We have excellent relationships with NSERC, NRCan, ACOA, IET, CFI, the National Research Council. The best program that we ever worked with, quite frankly, is the National Research Council Industrial Research Assistance Program. And it's just brilliant to work with. And we've developed our own in-house innovation internship program to support our own people. What are we doing next? Phase 2 of the hyperspectral is going to have a laser focus on critical minerals. So if you're a critical minerals interest in Newfoundland and Labrador, we want to talk to you. We want your core, and we want to digitize it for you to support mind maps. We're going to be linking all this data up to your assay data. We're going to be involved with AI applications from these massive data sets that we are developing. And we're basically running a young miners initiative for schools outreach to get young people at an early age interested in the mining industry. So my last piece of advice for the last slide, don't spend $1 of your own money until you've had a chat with us. That's free. And thank you to some of our partners you see here. Thank you so much, everyone.